Hello, fellow traders and investors. It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap and an MJ sector review. In today's video, as the topic of the day, we're going to be doing some detailed analysis on HIVE and the stock. We'll look at the chart here in just a moment. We'll go over this bullish news that just came out. So as of today, they announced that they're going to be uplisting to the NASDAQ. So that's why I wanted to do a little bit of a deeper dive on HIVE, but going to run through this video a little quicker today. I do have an appointment here to run to, so we'll look at some news and events like we normally do, and then we'll look at the broader market. We'll look at the HIVE chart, and then we'll just look at the MJ sector real quick as well. But before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will put some timestamps in the description below. So starting off with the U.S. weekly jobless claim. So it came in at 412,000 versus 360,000 estimate. So you can see here on the economic calendar that it missed and came in higher than the previous reporting period at 375 as well. So bit of a change, and that's not the direction we want to see things go. But with the prospect of reopening, I'm not too concerned about this. And it looks like we could be seeing a lot of the easing of restrictions into the summer, which is great. Looking forward to getting out and getting into the nature and doing lots of golf. Let me know in the comments below what activity are you most interested in this summer. So HIVE announces NASDAQ listing, and they didn't really say, they just said that they'll soon be listed on the NASDAQ. So there's no tentative date at the moment, but we'll keep an eye out likely in the next few weeks and months. Also, Kraken CEO expects stock market listing by the end of 2022. So I think 2022 is going to be the year where all blockchain names just go absolutely berserk, and we see a huge mania and going from private to public, and it's just going to be a huge paradigm shift, in my opinion, similar to the dot-com bubble with all of the tech companies. Also wanted to highlight in other news, Ottawa fintech firm Brain Capital unveils plans to go public on the TSX Venture Exchange, and this is headed by he's the CEO, and it was actually Hexo's old CEO, Adam Myron, the CEO of Ottawa-based fintech Brain Capital, in this photo. And this was it's going to aim to become the Canada's first qualified custodian for cryptocurrency assets. And it plans to go public this fall. So Adam Myron, co-founder of MJ Giant Hexo, before joining Brain as chairman of its board and directors of 2019. So we knew that Adam Myron was leaving Hexo, and it was going to stay on as as an advisor type of thing. But essentially that was always Sebastian St. Louis' baby. And now we know that Adam has a new baby, and it's in the crypto space. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. I'm pretty excited about it, actually, to have a firm that has custodian rights over crypto assets. I would likely use it for my own assets, and also interested in a long-term investment. Connecticut lawmakers pass recreational MJ legalization bill and send it to governor. Also, in other MJ news, online firm Leafly seeks to raise up to $30 million in securities offering, and wanted to share with this from the MJ Council of Canada. Shout out to QC and our group for sharing this. But essentially, it's just a forum and a website where you can go and shape the future of MJ. So if you ever heard of a 5-pack, neither have we. Found that pretty funny. You can't buy a 6th one when you go to the store if you want an MJ infused beverage. So it talks about the different limitations and restrictions here. So 5 drinks, 17 vape cartridges, and 100 bottles of oil spray. So just makes absolutely no sense. And there's a forum here at the bottom. So I highly encourage you to go out there and support the MJ industry. I'm going to fill this out and share it with everybody I know. I'll share it in a couple of my videos as well, because this just absolutely has to change. Sebastian St. Louis has alluded to this before and said that he brought this up to Health Canada, and they agree with him. So the more voices that get heard, the better. So I highly encourage you to go check that out. So taking a look at the crypto space real quick, Bitcoin is pulling back again on the daily. So daily consolidation, number 2. And we're just looking for a higher low here. Compared to the lows here, we're at around 35,000, just under 35,000. So no major red flags. And most names are pulling back here on the 15-minute. We had a 15-minute bear flag there on Bitcoin that saw follow through, but we haven't seen that much. It confirmed, but we didn't see that much follow through as of yet. But pretty much every other crypto just following Bitcoin at the moment. But no major red flags. Like I said, just looking for a daily higher low, holding this higher low pattern as we gear up for another move, potentially above 42,000. So taking a look at the HIVE chart in detail. So we had this descending triangle on the weekly that broke bearish. We also had this support line from back here in January. and we had that support at 222. Yep, I believe it was 222, and we got as low as 241. And here we are on the weekly time frame trying to change the weekly trend. We have the low, high, higher low, working on a higher high. And if we do break 339 from here, that's going to confirm a weekly uptrend. We still could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear across, and we need to be cautious of, more downside. Personally, I added a position today on this bullish news to the NASDAQ, but I'm still a little skeptical. I'd like to see a weekly trend change, like to see us get back over the EMAs, but we do have a lack of resistance after that on the weekly here up until 476. So if we do change the weekly trend, that's going to set our monthly higher low, and we would have held EMA 12 on this pullback and the 10 monthly moving average as well. So looking to form a base of support here off of that monthly EMA 12, looking to change the weekly trend. And like I said, broke out of that descending triangle and held support from back here at the beginning and the end of January. So taking a look at the daily time frame, we have resistance again. So 339 is the resistance to get over. And on the day today, we got as high as 327. We also had EMA 26 there at 320. And on the weekly time frame, the weekly EMA 26 is at 330. So we came within 3 pennies and rejected at weekly EMA 26. So taking a look at the moving average here on the weekly, so we're still below it. So 350 could be another potential target as well. If we do get over the high of 339, we'll have a level there at 350. But then after that, nothing on the weekly up until that 476 level. We do have a stochastic bull cross, but MACD still a ways away from a bull cross, so lots of work to do in that department. And a close above 350 this week would be bullish. We also held the 50 weekly moving average there at 225 on this pullback. So not only did we have previous weekly support at 222, we had the 50 weekly at 225, and we also had the 200-day moving average back here at around that time, around the same area as well. We were sitting at around 235 on the 200-day moving average, so a lot of support there around that 230, 220 level. And we also have the weekly VWAP at 314, so a close above 314 would be bullish after rejecting for the last month or so and unable to get above it. So proving as strong resistance, and a close above 314 would be a nice momentum shift to the bulls. But like I said, took a position in HIVE today. If we can confirm a weekly uptrend, I will add a bit more to that position. And then if we end up dropping towards 261 and 241 support, I will look to average in. But certainly looking like we could see a reversal here on the horizon. So moving on, just going to take a look at the broader market here real quick. So SPY, we had that rising wedge that broke bearish. We ended up starting daily consolidation yesterday, but we closed above EMA 12, or pretty much right on it. Today we didn't close above EMA 12, and we didn't change that hourly trend. We broke the low of yesterday, so we had multiple red flags today. But yesterday the financial sector was a bit stronger and holding up the rest of the market. Today, tech sector was extremely strong and financial was extremely weak. So we're seeing that rotation game. And again, as long as we don't see, massive fear and sell-offs across all of our all of our sectors, we're not going to see a significant pullback, of 2, 3, 5% in a day. So at this point, we have 419.32 key support low of the day today, and then after that, 416.28 on the daily. And again, we need to change that hourly trend. Looking here into the end of the day, we attempted it, but essentially got knocked down and saw a pretty bearish close. We had some significant bear volume into the end of the day as well. On the 1 minute chart, it was just a lower high. We had a 1 minute bear flag confirm and another 1 minute bear flag confirm into the end of the day. So burden of proof right now is on the bulls, because bears are starting to get some momentum. So 2 days in a row, we're starting to get a little bit concerned. So now bulls need to step in tomorrow. Bears proved themselves today. Now bulls really need to step in. We're seeing those lower wicks and bulls buying the dip. So that is good. The dollar, mentioned yesterday that would confirm the daily cup and handle, and we had resistance at 91.43, which we got over, and still holding on to its gains fairly well. So as long as the dollar remains strong, we're going to be skeptical in the stock market. And again, the fact that we broke yesterday's low on the S&P 500 was a bit concerning. IWM was weak today, but ended up closing above EMA 26 with a nice large lower wick. And again, QQQ pulled back there at the end of the day, but we are still holding the daily uptrend on QQQ, which is the most important part. We bounced off of EMA 12 and we dipped below it, but then closed above with a huge lower wick. And then today didn't even test it and straight into a higher high. So tech sector straight into a new all-time high today. So 346.38, the new level. And congrats to the bulls here, because what a day. Just complete opposite from yesterday, right? Into, you know, some fear with the Fed statement, and then straight into daily consolidation after that inside bar break. And then here we go straight into a new all-time high. So bulls prove absolutely nothing, or bears prove absolutely nothing on the QQQ chart. And still all bulls, and bears are just nowhere to be found. They come out of hibernation for a short moment, but bulls just continually, relentlessly buying the dip. So SMH has been similar to QQQ, but just a little bit weaker. So bouncing on the day today, but not able to get over its all-time high and its resistances. So again, we've been saying those two have been very correlated, but QQQ leading as the stronger of the two. US oil, so started daily consolidation today, but looking to close above EMA 12 here. And we still got about an hour and 43 minutes left on that candle. So oils had some weakness today, and the energy sector did. Metals got absolutely crushed today. We saw EMA 12 and 26 bear crosses, which I mentioned yesterday. And I said we had support at 1756 on gold, and we had support on silver at 2703, which we lost yesterday, but ended up closing pretty much right around there. But old support became new resistance, and then today rejected in a big way. But we held 2571, low of the day at 2577. So 2571 key support. But I'm going to be watching. It looks like a potential bottom could be set. We're daily oversold on gold, not quite. I guess we would have touched down there just barely on silver. But gold could potentially print this candle as daily oversold. And we already had that EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. So like I said, expecting a bottom here soon and a lack of resistance on the daily all the way up until 1903 on gold. Biotech sector, so bouncing here and breaking the high of yesterday. XLE energy sector, not surprising, it was weak with the weakness in oil, also confirming a daily downtrend with a lower high and a lower low. So energy sector has flipped bearish in a big way. And XLF as well, daily downtrend, EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, huge bear volume, broke 36.54 support. So we do have a level here at 36.04, low of the day at 35.99. So that is the new key support. After losing 35.99, there's no support down to 34.42. And we're continuously going to watch the correlation between the financial sector and the MJ sector. I've seen that correlation pick up quite a bit in the last little while, so going to be keeping a close eye on that as well. Healthcare sector, so holding EMA 12, didn't even lose it yesterday, and today held it perfectly right at the open, and looking to break the high of yesterday just barely, but didn't see much follow through. So potential for daily inside bar tomorrow. But healthcare standing out as one of our stronger sectors here, still in a daily uptrend. So again, seeing that rotation going on. Tesla had a good day. NIO had a good day today as well. So the EV space, seeing a bounce on the daily. And taking a look at the bull and bear list. So on the bear list, we had gold, Barrick Gold Corporation, not surprising with the backdrop of gold weakness, spot gold as well. GDX, SU leading the decline. On the bull list, we had AMC, NKLA, and SHOP. So moving on to the MJ space. So Hexo today managed to close at 580. So we're still holding this weekly equilibrium pattern, and we're still holding support here at 564. We're right on it. And if we were to close the week right now, we'd be closing near the low of the week. So tomorrow being Friday, bulls are going to want to step in tomorrow. We have been seeing bulls buy the dip around 575. So we've noticed that 575 has been, so we dipped below at 575, 573, 574, 574, 575. So 575, 573, that's the level for bears to break. And you can see here we got these volume spikes coming in around there as well. So it could be the plunge protection team essentially trying to defend that level in that weekly equilibrium. But right now, most important support is 564. If we lose 564, then it's all about 550 from this weekly inverse head and shoulders. And if confirmed, this head and shoulders would take us to around between $9 and $10. On the high end, $10, on the low end, $9. So again, we're working on a weekly trend change. We have this weekly equilibrium. We have the inverse head and shoulders. And if we break above 755 from here, that will confirm a weekly uptrend and our monthly higher lows being established off of our EMA 12. And again, struggling to get above the EMAs here on the monthly. If we can close a month over EMA 26 at 710, that is going to be extremely bullish and the first time since all-time highs. And I can just feel an explosive move coming here eventually. So XTRX, TLRY, and XLY leading the decline today. I did take some profits on my XLY today at 30 cents. So I mentioned in my video yesterday, I did a video on it that had strong resistance at 30 cents. So took profit at 30 cents. It's still not yet seeing daily consolidation, but we need to be cautious here of a daily lower high. But we do have a gap to fill there at 34 cents as well. So on the bull list, PWR, NSP, and Huge. Just taking a look at some of our other names here as well. So CGC didn't lose the low of yesterday, which is notable, double bottom actually. And just taking a look, SNDL still struggling, but daily inside bar on watch. So not much going on in the MJ space. Tilray closing near the low of the day, rejecting at EMA 12. And again, XLF was weak today. So starting to see that correlation pick up more and more. On the US side, so MSOS losing its weekly equilibrium, breaking it bearish. So we had support at 38.26 for the low of the day, 38.05. Now we have key support at 37.56. That is the level that must hold. And a close above EMA 26 on the weekly this week would be bullish at 39.29. In my opinion, we need to get above 39.29 at the end of this week or we're in trouble. If we lose 37.56, then the weekly downtrend continues. And then we have a lack of support after that on the weekly. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on the US MJ space, but just no momentum at the moment right now in the US. Just look at that MSOS daily chart, lower high every candle for the last 7, 8 days. And realistically, that was just a weak bounce after that nice run up to 42.06, but just a weak bounce with a daily lower high and lower low. It's not looking good. We do have declining bull volume here, but close to daily oversold. So could be nearing a bottom here at some point as well. On the bull and bear list, we had BAM, CXXI, and Acreage. BAM just looking for a daily higher low, like I mentioned in yesterday's video. So seeing daily consolidation, day number 3, looking for a higher low compared to 38 off that daily oversold bounce. If we break 48.5 cents from here, that confirms a daily uptrend. But based on the size of this pullback, it's going to negate the odds of a daily bull flag. So we're looking at potential for more pullback, maybe pull back to around the 40-cent area and form a type of equilibrium, similar to what Hexo and MSOS are doing on the weekly, just a tightening range. So on the bull list, we had BioHarvest, TAUG, and MMEN. And just take a look at Mind Medicine. So Mind Medicine, nice base of support I wanted to share with everybody. So EMA 12 forming a nice base of support there, closing above it for the last, looks like since we got above it essentially. So we haven't lost it in 8 trading days in a row. We have a daily inside bar on watch tomorrow and the possibility of another daily double inside bar on watch for tomorrow. So we'll be watching MNMD. If we break it bearish, we start daily consolidation. And if we break it bullish, we start the daily bounce. We have resistance there at 404. And really, after 404, we have a lack of resistance on the daily. So this is another name that I'm extremely bullish on. So thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review and a daily market recap. And we shall see you tomorrow after market close. Take care, everybody, and see you on the next one.